All right, part two. Let's do this. Sorry about that, guys. My computer decided it was going to install updates whether I wanted it to or not. Oh well. So, now we're back. Here's hoping it'll not happen again, but I make no promises. It has a mind of its own. Oh boy. That was something else. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, and then it says, oh, working on Windows updates. What? I didn't want that. Shit. Oh god. Oh god, that was. Oh, everyone's back. Hey everyone. Oh, that was embarrassing. I was like, what's going on? Yes, I want to resume from the autosave. Yeah, basically for some stupid reason it just said, oh, you like having your live stream going on. Well, we're just gonna install these updates, even though we didn't tell you. Haha. Ho. Here's the problem. Too many toasters. Okay. Well, we backed up. And you know what? I think we're out of gas. God damn it. That was something else. Fortunate, in other situations I would have just given up. No, I was in the middle of something and I was going to finish it, god damn it. So we're going to finish it, god damn it. I might need to move you over here for now, god damn it. I might just do that, god damn it. That's, I'm probably just going to do that right now. Calibrate position. No, I need to open settings. I'm going to turn you. Move the character. No. No. Oh, layout. Layout, that's what I need. Okie doke. Maybe? No. Oh, alright. Okay. Okay. That's better. That's better. Let's bring it over. Move you. Okay. I need to move. Okay. There. That's better. Okay. Close you all up. Alright. That's better. We're back. And now I got a better setup here because I need to be able to see this shit. Not my character in front of it. Okay, now we're loading the map. But yeah, that was something else. I was like, what is going on? My screen is frozen. What did I do? And it's just working on updates. And I'm like, you motherfucker. Okay, well. And there, perfect. Okay. So, I'm curious, gentlemen, or fam. Personally, when 2016 happened, I was telling this to Wonder earlier today. That was the first great salt mine I ever had the pleasure of knowing. What do you guys think's gonna happen? Like, how much? Like, I wonder how much. Because I feel like Dominic Pesos is probably gonna try and figure this out. But like, how much sweat? How many buckets of sweat is Cenk Uygur gonna have this year versus last time back in 2016? I honestly have no idea what the difference will be. Well, it's kind of a VTuber setup, Capsule Ken. It's actually I have it's rigged up with my camera. My webcam is up here, and then like I have this program here that's basically uses the same format as Gundam's model, and I rigged up my avatar that I've made in First Source Filmmaker so that it will work in everything. So I personally really like this design. I'm actually gonna be doing a bit of an edit on this because my glasses have changed. Like, they weren't rose tinted, but I kind of like how these new glasses I got from my doc, look on me, and I've been wanting to kind of mix that up. Plus, I have found a decent, like the Ted Cruz model. I used a beard from this guy who made his own heavy model, and it had a beard with like all the flexes. So I kind of want to replace this, like the facial hair, with proper. So, all right, back to basics. So now we open G-Man. Was that I thought I just oh god, I thought I just saw like what looked like a bald Doug Walker, but I think it was just the guy from Hitman. I need to make a bald, both a bald and a cancer-ridden Doug Walker. The latter is more for Silvador because I'm sure he'd like to see some decent. Like, I need to make him, and Linkara is on the list. Angry Joe, I need to actually swap out the bodies again. The model I used for him had like a whole like fat mode, and I need to just like make that, like swap that up, make that the default body. Because Angry Joe fat is even funnier. I mean, he gained a lot of TDS weight, is what I was joking about, but also kind of serious about. That was the whole joke. I was kind of like, I was debating what I wanted to do, like a Fortnite animation with him. But then I'm like, no, I should probably do something involving his old $7. And it actually kind of worked out, especially when he's fat, kind of thing. Okay, G-Man Ragdoll. Here's what I'm looking for. Come on, no whammies. There, perfect. This is the one I worked on, I think. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, yeah. This is the one with the right flexes. Awesome. This is a port of the G-Man from Half-Life Alyx to Source 1 from Source 2. And I made it custom. I made sure that I added in all like the proper flexes. I need to. There's an animation I've been working on with him. I need to finish it. I don't like talking about it because it's such a goofy idea that I really want it to be kind of under wraps. Because I feel like the joke is funnier when you don't know what's coming, or don't know what's coming. But I showed it off on Twitter, so you guys know at least to a certain extent where it's going. But I have a very specific purpose for it. Okay. Also of note, I need to increase the light. It didn't save everything I wanted to do. So let's see. I'm going to I don't even know. Okay, I may have to change it. It's like I don't know what I want to do for that, but I will increase. Okay, light. There we go. And yeah, that's a tough choice. Yeah, just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this one. I'm going to turn down the bloom. Tone map. Yeah, that'll do. And so we're gonna. Also of note, G-Man here has all his phonemes and everything I added. So we're just gonna play the audio real quick.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Okay, that's some decent audio. Because generally speaking, I usually have to like isolate the voice. Because fucking hell, it's annoying as hell. But fortunately for us today, I don't have to worry about that as much. So we're going to extract the phonemes. I always try, wonder if you're still there. One thing that really helps, like, going back and adding in some manual adjustments to the lip sync is what's called create bookmarks at phoneme start and end times. That really helps when you're going in there and adjusting it manually, in my regard. Okay, so now we got that. So we should have a nice, decent lip sync.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a few adjustments, but it's not too bad. Actually, I was expecting it to be far worse. Okay, well we're gonna work on that first. I'm also gonna turn off the lighting because I don't really need that on right now. We're gonna go zoom in. This is actually one of the things I enjoy doing the most, is like getting the lip sync just right. Okay, so I'm going to first go in here because this phoneme is not needed. Move you up for a split second, mister. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna. The plan is I need to go in here and delete this. This is like ancillary noise that popped up. So I'm gonna. There we go. We're just gonna zero that out. Oh wait, no, default that out. You know, so that it's not there. Okay. Oh, I don't want that. I want. Huh? Okay. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, default. Okay. Now, now what we gotta do is I'm going to have to. I'm gonna have to redo this whole section, I think, in my opinion, and just see how it looks. Yeah. I may actually just do this entirely manually. I'm gonna do default. Actually, no. Alright, so we're gonna zoom in. Wait, no, I can't do that. I need to zoom in manually. Okay, fuck. And just try and get a nice profile shot. I'm focusing right now, though, entirely on his face here. I'm going to do pucker and a bit of funnel. Funnel. Pufflet, funnel, nostril flare. Okay. And then pucker. And then I need to kind of lower the lower lip further. Okay, there we go. Let me just. Oh, dimple. That's what I was looking for. Okay. I'm probably also, now that let me just see how this looks. Yeah, that looks way better. But I am going to start. I'm going to do I'm going to first also select all. Adjust the camera shot a little better. Focal distance needs to be right on his face. Field of view. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to pull up the original video for reference. Video, YouTube. I'm going to bring this over here real quick. Oh, one watching. Wait, really? Only got one of you guys. Oh, well. It is what it is. We're going to have fun tonight. That's what I say. I'm going to have fun tonight. Boy, that escalated quickly. Well, that really got out of hand. Let me just take a look-see here. Oh, I got the wrong angle. Fuck, I may actually... Alright, so let's go in here. And move you back. Move you right there. You know what? I might just do that. Okay. Just gonna get this angle. Like, I am a stickler when it comes to this stuff. It's actually really... It's... I care more about it than I probably should. Oh, well. I'm gonna root you there, and then I'm gonna use you as the control. Now, I gotta zoom back. I gotta turn around. Boop-a-doop. There. Now, compare that. Oh, okay. And he's definitely leaning back in that chair a lot. I'm also gonna have to move you slightly down. Move you over, so you're actually in the shot. And, oh, wow, that, okay. Now I'm going to move back. I'm also going to probably do it like this, like down. Oh, shit. Down. Yep. Oh, yep. That. There you go. Breen's chair would have worked. I don't really care at this point because it looks great. Okay. Okay. Now for the fun part. Now we go in and we're gonna have to move his legs so they. One of the cool things you learn about animation is, it's not gonna look spot perfect, or rather, it's not gonna look exactly. What matters is getting the shot right. So let me just put you that way. If there's one thing I've definitely learned in this. Okay, so we're going to then move you. What does it look like to the? Okay, yeah, okay. I will though turn you. Okay, and then should not have. Okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm not really explaining myself very well here. But I think... Oh, you see, there you go. That's... We're getting there. I'm trying to do this, and we're... wow, that looks... We're getting there. But obviously, it's a work in progress. I'm going to have to move your hand down here. He's also going to need to be turned. Oh, yeah. There we go. I'm going to have to give him a cold one as well. Oh man, I'm at okay. So funny story. I was actually, I right-clicked this. I said add clip to track. I made sure I put the audio in the proper folder in user mod. Also of note, Wonder, just so you know, make sure it's the sampling rate of the audio is what's called 44.1 kilohertz. Hey, Stan user, welcome. We're working on fun little animation after my computer froze for a split second. Now we're back. But, yeah, it has to be 44.1 kilohertz. It can't be 48. Source does not like anything higher than 44.1, so I always use that. Fortunately, if you use what I use to extract things from YouTube, if you use the format called 140, you can it's the proper file, and then you just can convert the wave. And it, oh god, I'm not making the user friendly to explain that, but point simply, it's yeah. God, I did not explain that. I'm kind of a gist that. I'm sorry, Wonder. I'm not explaining that well. All right, so like on my other screen here, I have this. So we're gonna. And it's kind of too big to really show, but I kind of think it'll help you understand where I'm coming from here. How am I going to show this? Tell you what, we're going to do this. And then we're going to scooch it over. There! Oh yeah, that'll help. That will help. That way, you guys can see what I'm doing. Because it really... A point of reference for me is a very helpful thing. Especially when you're trying to nail something. And in this case... Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, this is coming out great. I'm not gonna... This is gonna be great. Yeah, okay. Yep. And... So, we're trying to get... Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, also, of note, guys, and I'll let you know this, Wonder, this is very helpful. Make sure you have what's called an IT rig ready to go. This one is using... G-Man works great with... It's called Rig Biped Simple. And it makes the posing and animation so much easier. Like, I was actually angry I didn't know about it when I first started animating. Or when I eventually found it, I'm like, why haven't I done this yet? So... Fortunately, I do know now, and knowing is half the battle. Okay, so his eyes are obviously not looking at the place they should be, so let's... Yeah, that's... we're going to have him look this direction, as Ron Burgundy is also. How to load... okay, yep, we're almost there. I'm going to have to move you back further, because in the scene, he's kind of looking at his friends, like, well, that escalated quickly. But he's also kind of looking off in the distance. Okay, so, yep, we're getting there, Oh god, this, yep, okay. And then the neck. Just trying to get this just right. Okay, and this is also, okay, so one of the favorite things I love about the face flexes is how, essentially, they're stereo. So, like, his left eyebrow here needs to go higher, so we're going to do like that. Yep, that's... And then his other one stays put, but I might want to make his... Yep, yes! Okay, see? And then I might do his eyes as close. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's a good question. Ron Burgundy is one of my favorites. Ricky Bobby, though, is a good choice. That film is underrated. I will ask you, Stan User, because honestly, this is something that I've always kind of thought about. I don't know if I haven't had a chance to ask anyone. What is your opinion on the unrated version of Ballad of Ricky Bobby? From what I remember, when I saw it, I was like, are you kidding me? The theatrical version is better. Like, I don't know how to describe it, except I felt like that version was a better... Hello, the real Paul Kaminsky. Sorry, I butchered your name. I'm sorry. Welcome. We're working on a fun little animation tonight. I'm going to move you over here. That way we can get him out of the way. And there we go. That's better. Now I can focus on what I'm doing here. But honestly, like, I actually preferred the cut of Anchorman 2 that was unrated as a kid. I loved, like as a teenager. But the Ballad of Ricky Bobby was actually subpar by comparison to the... I got like... I think I watched the theatrical version first, and I was like... Because I think I rented the wrong one from Blockbuster. Blockbuster. For when you know you're old. But, yeah, like I said, I'm doing fine tonight, bud. Hopefully you're doing good, too. I'm honestly... I'm happy to be back to doing these, because this has been a delight. And apparently, according to Wonder Zorro, I am entertaining, and okay, well, that's news to me. So I'm working on a goofball kind of little animation. I'm recreating the Anchorman. Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand. So that's what we're trying to recreate tonight. I made one earlier. I made a similar meme with G-Man a couple days ago. I kind of wanted to do another, because honestly, these are always fun to make. I see another a YouTuber I enjoy making recreations of memes in Source 2, so I'm like, who can play at that game? Oh God, I also love doing my Skeletor voice. I just got a Skeletor toy tonight, or yesterday, or this morning. I went over to Walmart, and I was like, I want to get me a Skeletor! So I went and got me one, and I'm probably going to go back there tomorrow and grab me He-Man and Battle Cat. Because, nostalgia's flowing. What can I say? Well, there you go, see? I guess I am entertaining. I was more referring to live. My animations people seem to like too, but I have fun, and I will not deny people saying that to me really does help the self-esteem. When you're working at I have a day job, and this is kind of my passion. It's pretty cool. Like the reason I got into animation. Oh, don't get me. There was a funny story. So I used to work at Office Depot. What year was that? 2015 and 2016. And then that was actually one of my favorite jobs. And there was a gentleman I used to work with. His name was Damon, and he was, well, he's kind of where he kind of was where I am now. I'm like almost 30, but he had just had a divorce, but he was like 30, and he was, so he never really grew up. But let's see, I'm gonna put in beer. I need to have another beer. Oh, well, there's beerus. I need a beer bottle, to be honest. What's going on, lots? But he one day, like, he didn't really have a car, so like one day I drove him home, and he was like, dude, because at the time I was looking for a computer because I didn't have any, or I didn't really have one, and he was like, dude, I got this old computer I lifted from when Hollywood Video closed. Or it was either Hollywood Video or maybe it was, I think it was Blockbuster, but it could have been Hollywood Video. And I'm like, okay. And it was this old piece of junk they used for the cash register. Oh god, that's too big. For the cash register. But I was like, oh, well, better than nothing. And he was, speaking of He-Man, he was a big, huge fan of Masters of the Universe. That was his thing. Like, and so like when I was a kid, I was a fan of Beast Wars. Like when I was really little, I got into Transformers through Beast Wars, and I remember like when I think it was Robots in Disguise came out after Beast Machines failed, and I was like, cool, robots that turn into how do they talk? I remember I went to, I think at 2016, I went to Iacon 1, and I told that, so like, oh, that's funny. I'm like, yeah, well, as a kid, all I knew was Beast Wars. I'm like, how do they talk? And I'm like, oh wait, they have the robots in disguise. That explains it. But as a kid, I'm like, it was like the first reaction I had. But he was a huge fan of Masters of the Universe, and when I was a kid, I didn't really, well, I was too old, I was too young at the time, but they had that Masters of the Universe. They had the new series back in 2002. And I was like thinking to myself, you know what would be really cool is if they were to make this, like, or sorry, no, I like the reboot, okay? I really like the reboot. And I watched it recently, and I kid you not, hearing Gary Chalk voicing Man of Arms, like, as a Beast Wars fan, and hearing literally Waspinator coming out of Merman, I was like, oh man, that's some nostalgia right there. 'Cause, dude, seriously, when I was at Iacon 1 at that convention in my town, I met Scott McNeil, and it was like I'm a 3D animator because of that show. That was entirely why I do animation. Probably was, and especially 3D, was because of my love of Beast Wars as a kid, and I loved Scott McNeil doing his voices. He basically voiced like 4 characters. He did Dinobot to be or not to be. Oh god, my Dinobot's out of practice, but he did Dinobot. Well, it's because on a computer I feel free. I have terrible handwriting. Like, I envy. Well, to be honest, I envy Wonder's art. I Wonder Zero's art. I envy my brother's art. Because my handwriting is fucking terrible. My handwriting, my motor skills. But I'm on a PC, I'm free. I have like a trackball mouse, and I can actually do shit. But let me tell you, I envy like people who can draw or do things with their hands better, because my hands just aren't the best. Like Squid's art, Rainbow Squid Ink. If you're not following her on Twitter, I don't know what I can say to you except for, why are you not following Rainbow Squid Ink on Twitter? Because her art is fucking amazing, adorable, and I love her. Anyway, and Wonder Zoro, who's in the chat right now, I recommend you follow his art. His art's very, how do I describe your art, Wonder? I would say it's very cartoony and very adorable in its simplicity, and that's what I like it. But yes, I wish I could draw. But I'm terrible with art. I'm terrible with drawing. But on a computer, I feel free. It's so funny. My brother, he's on Twitter. His @ is StonyBoyd. He and I are huge Pink Floyd fans. In case the name wasn't a giveaway, but his art, he's been doing a lot of hand drawn sketch art recently. He's a huge fan of The Wall and Pink Floyd in general, and you can see that in his art especially. He's really trying to channel Gerald Scarf's designs. Yeah, your eyes. Wonder, your eyes are always. I think that really is a good strong point for your art. I think personally, but back on the subject though. He's like, for me, like I'm the computer guy. He's a shop guy, and it's really funny because like we both love we both envy the other person's ability to draw, like our skills, and like whenever the other person's seeking the help of the other. It's like the roles literally reverse. Like, I'll need to show this in a video later, but I have a Galaga. Oh, you know what? I can offer you some advice. Paul, here's the advice I would give. When I didn't do this, I didn't learn this all overnight. I'm gonna start off there. Oh God, my story is quite a tale, but I was just about ready to quote Spider-Man, the first one. You sure you want to know? No, it's about my history. I went about this all the wrong way, or rather, it was a necessary situation, you could say. I didn't do art in high school. I was a far more technology guy. I wanted to do art, but it just didn't seem. I didn't take art classes because my handwriting was fucking awful. Like when I was in high school, this is back in the mid 2000s. I had to have a Palm Pilot. That's how you know how old I am, because that's the only thing we had at the time. When you have Asperger's, you get certain abilities or certain quirks or things that can help you, and so that's what I did. And my handwriting was awful, but I had a love of animation, but I wanted to make games. Was what I was initially thinking, because I loved the art of that. But honestly, programming was too dry for me. And when I took there was a elective in college, because I went to college 2009, and I dropped out or got flunked out in 2012. When I was in my first semester at Purdue, I took a computer art class, and god damn it, that class saved me in the long run, but fucking just nuked my art, or my endeavors in computer science, because basically I wanted to be creative in a medium that I could literally not be creative in, and it literally sabotaged everything. But it was a necessary step, at least in the long run. I eventually realized that I wanted to make this stuff. I wanted to animate, but it took me forever, but I literally was watching, if you guys know him, fucking Daft Pina tonight. He had a video on Ed's World. And if you know anything about Ed's World, it is a show that was cut short tragically by the guy the main guy, Ed himself, died of cancer. And his friends, Tom Scott was one of them, helping to keep it alive. Well, that's awesome, Stan. Something that I think was Matt from Ed's World said that really I think resonated to me tonight is, he said, for those starting out doing their own thing, and I stand by this because this is how I get better. He said, just start doing, basically. Just start. You're not gonna make your masterpiece your first try. In fact, you're gonna make something that probably sucks, but that's okay. You learn by doing and learning from your mistakes. I kid you not, that's how I started. Back in 2017, when I started putting effort into my channel, I was fucking depressed, even more than I am right now. I have been right recently, really depressed. And I eventually just said, you know what? I just need to start making something. I need to start doing stuff. I wanted to make, go follow him on Twitter if you haven't wondered stuff. His stuff's good. But he said, but I said to myself, I just need to start making. I need to start making stuff. And I started with making what's called YTP. You guys probably have heard of it. It's a wonderful art form. It's actually where what's his name? One of my favorite YouTubers, the guy, what the fuck is his name again? Oh, right. It's where Amp Lemon got his start. And I loved his work when I was just starting out. And I said, if I don't start making stuff now and just start cutting my teeth, well, I won't be able to start. I won't do anything. I won't make anything. And I started, and god damn it, I learned. My first YouTube poop, which was very simple, just me getting to know this setup, was terrible. But I learned. I learned what to do, what not to do, and everything. I just started building a skill set, and eventually, it's so funny. I blame the atrocities, the absolute atrocities that is the Thundercats Roar, for why I animate. I said to myself, look, I could either continuously get upset about all these people, or I could start learning myself, and I chose the latter. The first animation I ever made was very simple. It was a version of. It was what's it called? It was called Soy Quest, and I titled it a cautionary tale of how CalArts can castrate a man, and it was cut out. It was simple. It was a parody of Brody Quest. But I started, and then I'm at work one day at my job, which is over at a local high school, and they're throwing out an old computer, and I said to I grabbed it. I made sure I grabbed it, and god damn it, I am happy I did, because holy shit, Yes, skill set. That's I keep telling this to people, and I mainly do it to help boost people in what they do, because I feel like this is something that needs to be said. The reason I started learning how to animate was I saw Thundercats Roar, I saw High Guardian Spice, and I said to myself, I can continuously yell at all this stupidity until I'm blue in the face. But at the end of the day, the only difference, when I saw High Guardian Spice and the stupidity of Thundercats Roar, what I judged was that the system was unsustainable. I felt like there's going to come a time where this is just this is not. People are sick of this, and I can either get really upset about it, or I can start learning. I can start building a skill set. I cut my teeth. My early animations are absolute horseshit. They are absolute horseshit because I didn't know a damn thing, but I learned. That's the key. You just gotta learn. You gotta cut your teeth on the hard, on all this stuff, and I'm gonna go get a pop because I need to, but I'm gonna tell a quick little story about my sister, because I love my sister to death, especially considering she has a wonderful niece that I love to death as well, and that wonderful niece has changed my sister's life for the best. But if there's one thing I know about my sister, it is that she is, she's technologically illiterate, and it drives me nuts. And there was this one time where she got this knockoff NES Mini, because it was basically an NES on a chip they made look like the NES Mini. And I'm showing her how to use it. She's got a Secret Santa thing, and she asked me, "So what input do I put that on my TV?" And I said, "The yellow cable." "No, what's the name of it? DVD, HDMI, or DVD, Blu-ray?" And I'm starting to realize how much of a lost cause this is, because I'm it's the yellow connection. They're what does that mean? I'm I get up, I laugh, I walk over to her, and I say, "Corey, you're asking my help because I'm a technological wizard. Do you know, by your own admission, do you know how I got these skills? How I learned how I figured this all out? Really, how?" I plopped the thing in her lap. "I learned by doing." And that's true. It's how I learn as kind of an Aspie. I learn by doing, and the only way I learn something is that I sit down and I cut my teeth. It's something I've learned over my many years on God's green earth. I've learned that I do that. I get better as I do stuff, and I will encourage people to do that, because Rome, as I always say, I say it's a lot. It's almost annoying in my mind, but it needs to be said. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were your problems, and neither will be where you want to be in life. But the only thing keeping you from that is yourself. The only person that'll make a change is yourself. And let me tell you, the only person that made me change is me saying I'm fed up with the mediocrity that I had. Oh, wow, that's... Jeez, man, he looks great. Okay. God, we're almost there. I think I'm gonna need to put his elbow further down. But yeah, I try and be an inspiration, guys. Oh, dude, I fucking love Squid. I've been trying to be more inspiration for her too, because I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love that woman. She is amazing. She is full. Her voice is like I had like a. If you go look back in my backlog of streams, I had her on once, and you can see me actually on camera. Squid was like. It's funny because Gundam works with me, and I oftentimes try and lift that guy up because holy shit, he's a good man. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's a good person. He doesn't think that, but I do. I think he's a. But anyway, God, I like him. And that's why I work with him. But Squid, she is. God, she's amazing. I love her. And I try and boost her up because, holy shit, she has talent. And I'm so happy she got her computer up and running again because, holy crap, we get some more art, baby. And I'm excited for that. Oh, because her art's adorable. And she's almost as adorable as I'm sure she is. But her voice is like... She somehow, like, because she has a YouTube channel, she doesn't really use it because, obviously, it's difficult when your computer doesn't work. But, go sub to her. I'll need to link her channel at one point. But yeah, I was far more bitter over the years. Much younger. I'm getting better. I'm trying to be more optimistic. But her voice is like she. I kid you not. She's like Squid is often referenced in Real Accomplished TV content. Her voice is somehow more adorable than freaking Geeky Sparkles, and I will. And you can take that to the fucking bank because I believe it. Because yes, and my God, she is amazing, and I want her to be more positive, and I want to encourage all of you to be more positive. Because let me tell you, we're gonna get through this, people. Let me tell you. Well, here's a funny story. I mentioned this, alluded to this a while back with Wonder DMs the other day. When I was in high school, this was 2006-ish era. Fun little thing you should never do. Never read Brave New World by Huxley, and then follow it up with a book by Bill O'Reilly about the Culture War. You will melt your fucking brain because you'll start to notice things like, holy shit, we're actually going to a Brave New World. He references that phrase, Brave New World, quite a bit in his Culture War book. Oh, Squid is an amazing person. She is, and I love it when she gets all bubbly, like and passionate about something she loves. Because holy shit, her excitement is palpable. Especially, like, I think she has a channel. It's not very big. She hasn't really touched it. She kind of gave up on it a bit. But I had her on. If you go on my channel, you'll find. I think I had her on a live stream because her setup at the time was subpar on a Friday. Oh, dude, Gundam. Yeah, I'm really trying to help him because honestly, I think he is a good man. Gundam is yeah, he's in a dark place. I will not deny this. He's really been well, let's just say Susan giving him the dicking has been very hard on him, and yet, yeah, it kind of wonders why anyone watches him. Personally, he is. Yeah, I kind of want to. I want to game with him more. Hopefully, that would help my positivity rub off on him a little more. Because Lord knows he's a good guy. I worry about him a lot. Not gonna lie. But yeah, positivity is something that I feel like this world needs more of. But I was discussing with. If I put it this way. If my money is on anything, this is what I expect to see, for the most part, with the exception of, I don't think Biden's gonna win. I think that's a fool's errand. But if he does win, I'm just gonna shrug. Like I think Tim Pool said this today. I think this is a very good way of putting it. If he wins, you just shrug and say, well, we'll try better next time. I'm not gonna say the world's ending because that's what I said when Obama got in and was reelected. And, well, my father has a wonderful way of, like, okay, I mentioned this the other day about how that Wednesday in 2016 was the first ever salt mine I encountered. Up until that point, I had theorized a lot of people probably don't actually believe half things they tell us, and they probably just want to get they're exploiting people who have principles, but they don't have principles at all. And that day in 2016, I was able to finally see the mask has fallen off, and it seems like everyone my theory was correct, my hunch was correct. Well, my dad that same day, because I was kind of relishing in the Schadenfreude a bit too much. And I think that same day he told me something that I to this day take with me, especially when it comes to my anxiety. Because I have, in case you guys don't know, I have terrible anxiety. It's mostly social, though I would argue a lot of it is also seasonal, which makes this time of year an absolute fucking bitch. My day job has been very affected by this recently. We'll just keep it at that. Which I'm a janitor in my day job. It keeps the lights on. But, I'm still not fully financially independent as I want to be. But, my dad told me that day, he said, Charza, you can, feel like sometimes with all this politics and everything, it can literally feel like the world's on fire and is burning and everything's going to hell. And believe me, he's not wrong in calling it that. But, as he put it, he said, but you gotta realize that tonight, the sun is gonna set, and the next morning, it's gonna rise, and it's gonna do that for the rest of your life. It may not feel like that when you're in the middle of it all, when you're like, oh God, this thing's happening, oh God. But I think you'll realize that it's gonna do that. It's the sun's gonna set tonight over in the west, and it's gonna rise the next morning, and it's gonna do that for the rest of your existence. Oh, dude, Paul, I will not deny his stuff has been in a very similar way for myself. He's made me laugh when I was feeling down. In fact, my big break was animating something that I was like, okay, so I work at a local contractor for a public school, and I was it's menial work, but it's fun, or it's relaxing in certain cases. And during the summer, we would wax out. We would wax these rooms, like the floor, and I would be on the scrubber because Lord help me, that was relaxing, tism and whatnot. And like the first animation I made of him, which was from him being listed on a Gamergate article, I was listening to it at my job, and I burst out laughing listening to it when he was talking about him in the firing squad with Young Yeah. That to this day is one of my all-time favorite videos of his, because he was just having a blast laughing at the absurdity of him being referenced in it. So I had fun. I had fun making the animation, and he's like, dude, you made my stuff funny. Like, he always says that about me. He's like, do you have ideas? And you make my stuff funny. Like, he was asking me. And maybe you guys can help me. Because one thing he asked me recently was like, dude, what other ideas should I do for comedy? Because, like, I'm losing my damn mind with all this insanity. And I'm like, I was mentioning to him how that night I had considered making an animation on his, like, Linus Tech Tips bit. We was talking about, like, you hand me a phone, I'm going to review the ever-living fuck out of it. And, yeah, I was like, dude, like, you should do stuff like that. That his little, like, asides, I think, are his funniest content. When he's, like, he's making up a hypothetical situation, just, like, describing it. That, in my opinion, is some of my favorite bits of his, and I kind of want. I guess what I could recommend you guys do that maybe might be able to help. Let him know how much you appreciate his comedy. I'm sure not enough people tell him that. Especially on Twitter, at him and say, Charles sent me. I think your content's doing great. I think you are really funny. I'm sure that would make his day. Because I know personally when I'm kind of in that bubble, the editing room bubble kind of feel that he was talking about. Like, when I feel better when I help other people. And I talk to people and try and lift people up. personally, and that's what got me out of this funk I was in over the last few days. Nothing else helped. But I'm sure that would help him personally. I try and be positive. It helps me when I think outside myself. I'm not be all woe is me. I'm like, literally living off government cheese. I'm not in the Van Nuys by the river, but I'm fucking close. I'm literally living off my parents helping me and a bit of government cheese and a little work and we're working on Social Security because of my anxiety and whatnot. But still, one day at a time. That's what I keep telling myself. One day at a time. That's something you learn in the 10-step initiative, or is it 12-step? All right, so let's take a look. See, compare these two here for a sec.
Boy.
Okay. Let's
Boy.
see. Okay. Let's see. Boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to change his change those phonemes. That's for sure. I think. But getting back, what I was saying was, I personally think, make sure you let. Oh God, that one was terrible. That was hilariously sad. Oh God, that was sad but funny. Actually, one of my favorite bits he did, the one about the Babysitter Squad. The one where he was that whole clip I thought was one of the funniest. Oh God, where he was like, when he was describing the tweets, and he was like, when I come out and when I come from something, I treat it like a FBI a crime scene. Okay, so B. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see how this is. Trying to get this. Trying to set this up right. Yeah, I'm sure if you're anything like me, and I know I am, his content helps me keep my sanity at times. It allows me to laugh at the absurdity of the world. It kind of reminds me a bit of like a competent what the fuck is his name? Arthur Fleck. He reminds me a little bit of Arthur Fleck, but he's just laughing at the absurdity. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I have the wrong section. Okay, B and save. I'm gonna have to fix this. Go in here and just he's a good guy. He doesn't give himself enough credit. I think you guys can all understand that understanding, because honestly, I think he's fucking hilarious, and he doesn't. He wonders why do you even follow me? I'm like, dude, you're fucking hilarious. You make my day better. Laughing at the absurdity. I think we all kind of would agree with that. Okay, so now we got that. Let's go back in here. Like I said, I think if you guys, made sure you let him know how much you like his stuff, I think that would really help him. Personally, that's just my opinion. Okay, so. Oh, crap. I need to go back here. Okay. There we go. And then we move you over. Alright. O-D. I'm trying to find the right phoneme for this per process. Oh god, that doesn't look right. I need a that don't look right. That's too strong. I need to lower it down a bit. Fuck. Actually no. That actually will work. And then we'll go in here and get the Y. O-Y, O-E. Oh, yeah. Oh, that worked. Alright, so then we're going to go in here. This was a false positive. Let's see. That escalated. Ah, fuck. Okay. Agreed. Agreed, Paul. Totally agreed. Exactly. That's why I'm happy, at least, you know, the whole situation with Pokey turned out as well. You know, turned out better than he probably expected it to be. Because, yeah, here's what I'll say. I feel like we just need to wait it out. And I think I'm really trying to, like, encourage him on that. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. But I feel like it's gonna get better. And I'm really trying to encourage him and everyone else I can talk to. Just remember that it's darkest just before dawn. And I know that doesn't really help, or may not help. But personally, I feel like we need to remember that it's darkest just before dawn. That. Oh shit! I need to change that. It needs to be slightly different. Let's do T. There. Oh yeah, dude. Like, the funny thing was when we were working on the setup for the Gundam model setup, he's like, we just need one major hit and it'll be a success. And sure enough, that's what it was. He doesn't think that, but I thought it was pretty cool. S that. Okay. Now let's go in here and get this set up. There's certain words that it just doesn't like, or certain phonemes it has trouble comprehending. Escalade. And I appreciate that, Paul. I really do. That was. I'm just. My Twitter profile says I'm waiting for that inevitable paradigm shift. That's what I keep telling Squid. Because, honestly, this isn't sustainable. If sci-fi has taught me anything, the shit Flash animation, oh yeah, it's gonna die. Because here's the thing. People want quality. And if these shows fail, that demand's still gonna be there. And guess who's gonna be there to be able to provide it? Those of us working on our skills. Who are spending time not kissing asses, but are instead deciding we're going to learn our skill and try and fill that niche. That's something I really was inspired by Comic Skate on. You know? Okay, Escalade. Head. God, this is so silly. S. Oh. 8. Yeah, that new show on Sci-Fi was awful. Oh, dude, seriously, I'm gonna let him know, because honestly, what you said was pretty inspiring. I just think more people should tell him that too, as well, on Twitter. I think that would really help him personally. But that's just me. Like I said, I think he's great, and I think we should all make sure we let him know. And I will. Because honestly, I've been trying to find some good things to tell him, and I think that's a good place to start, you could say. Okay. Alright, there we go. Try to get these right. Is there a Q phoneme, I wonder? P. Looking through here. God, I'm half awake, but I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys too. Oh, okay. Okay, that's why. Okay. Ooh, that looks great. Dude, that looks... Okay, so we're gonna... Oh! I see. Yeah, dude, Paul, I'll let him know. And I know that feeling, because that was me at the beginning of the month. I got locked out on my own. Alright, so...
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Shit, that looked... That fucking worked. See, that's the power of going in there and manually adjusting it, because there is this is such a wonderful phoning system.
I mean, that really got...
I mean that... Okay, I'm gonna have to... And... Let's... Alright, so we get in the R's. R.
really got...
Re... E... Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what my mom would say. I mean, my mother is... Let me put it this way. My mother really enjoys watching, like, Short Fight Otaku. We both kind of enjoy his content alongside... I think I showed him recently a Sargon video about national identity. And yeah, she probably react the same way to that.
really got out of hand.
Like, let me put it this way. My niece doesn't watch anything other than, nowadays, watches anything other than PBS Kids. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, me. Appreciate it, because I try. I try. That's honestly what I need. What I recommend everyone do is just try something. Get a hobby. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to see where I need to go, like, specifically in here, and I think that'll be the next one. Also, I mean, I appreciate the compliments. I also have a Patreon. I'm trying to get up off the ground, but it's been well, work in progress. I want to do more for it. Oh god, that one was fun. That one was so much fun. I was like, well, how am I gonna be able to pull off a Rickroll? And then I said, huh, clickbait. That'll do. That was a stroke of brilliance on my part. I'm like, what if I do that? Well, who knows, they still do that, but... Man, my niece only watches PBS Kids at my parents' place, courtesy of her mother. And I think that's a good thing, because... Oh, God. Like, because I worry about her. Because, so this way, her uncle and me kind of cuss, and we're trying to get better at it, but... She's a wise kid. I love my niece. God, she's like... She changed my sister's life for the best, and mine as well. I love being a godfather. I'm actually Uncle Ben. I'm Uncle Ben. I get to say, with great power comes responsibility to make damn good rice bowls. I love that girl. Oh, I hope she's at the folks tomorrow, because that'd be great. Okay. And okay, I know what I need to do here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then we go in here. I forgot, I don't have much left. Good, awesome. I mean, that's just the lip sync. We'll have to go in and animate the rest, but I'm actually impressed how quickly this went. Fast. Crap, I'm gonna have to make this longer. Okay, and then we move you over. Yeah, we do H. Oh wow, that worked. Okay, so let's play this real quick.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Oh, dude, Paul, let me put it this way. This is something I've definitely thought about. This will be my last word for the night, because I feel like this is important. But also, I'm starting to, my brain's starting to turn off. But now it's be less sharp. But I will say this about on the subject of kids and growing up, and at least when it comes to I want to animate his facial expressions. I was just focusing on the phonemes to start off, but the lip sync. But when it comes to kids and being raised and whatnot, when I was a kid, okay, so I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome when I was in 6th grade. So that was about 2002. My teacher and my parents aware that I may have something around 2nd grade, which is around 98, 99. So like for that period of time, we were trying to figure out what was my thing. And I was bullied a lot in school. I went to a Catholic school, so, that's not surprising when you know that. But, so I went to a Catholic school, and I was bullied a lot. I didn't really go on the internet. My folks were Catholic, so they locked things down when I got to a certain age, if you catch my drift. Yeah. But, I grew a certain level of skin, but I also, had accommodations for my condition, and I was a bit I wouldn't say I was sheltered, but I had a bubble. I went to college, and I wouldn't say my parents were helicopter parents, but they're pretty close. I would say, not in a bad way, but they were trying to do what's best for me. Because I was a good kid. They thought I was the smartest guy ever. And I don't want to toot my horn, but they thought I was pretty cool. And they believed in me better than most. And I really appreciated that. But my dad also, I love my father because there were certain things my family did and restricted. And looking back, I'm kind of happy they did. They weren't the parents that would, fork over their ID so a kid would play video games. In fact, I didn't have video games in my house. I wasn't allowed to have a game console. I had a Game Boy Color when I was in 2nd grade. And our family didn't get a game console until the Wii. Almost 10 years later. So they were very of the, trying to make sure we don't get too addicted to something. Which I eventually did in college, but that's another story entirely. But I'm happy they taught us that. And also had us do chores every weekend and whatnot. They had us pull our weight, and I'm very thankful for that because, my place isn't clean. Let's be real here. This place, I usually use this avatar because my place is a mess. But I'm thankful they taught me some of these things, and they instilled in me some lessons and stories that I still kind of remember in the back of my head to this day. About lateness and making sure you get things done and, responsibility. They taught me that. And they're very open with, sometimes if I need to hear something or know about something, and it helps me understand the situation best. But these kids today, when I was a kid, I remember being in a game crazy, and a kid was playing was playing GTA with his, little brother. The kid was probably, 10 or 12 at the oldest. And his kid brother was 7 or 5 in that range. And he was like, "Oh, this game's so cool. We can't do this and that game." And I'm looking over at this kid playing this M-rated game, having fun. I'm like, okay, this is wrong on so many levels. And mind you, that's more of the norm now than it was back then. And it is still somewhat. But I'm not saying you should ban all that from your kids. My point is, my parents were on the clingy side and helicoptery side, but they also, didn't let me have game consoles, and they had limits. The kids today have the helicopter side, and they're the special snowflake, and they let their kids do anything they damn well please. And for me, that's a bad thing. Helicopter parents, I love my parents, and they were helpful, and they think I'm great, but I kind of wish they wouldn't, dictate, ask me, manage everything in my life. Like I'm helped because there are things I'm not very good at because of that. But dude, don't. I have issue. As you know, as I said, I have an Asperger's syndrome. I am the most awkward person you'll ever meet, especially in real life. Like, if you meet me in person, I'm either really loud, or I am incredibly like anxious and quiet. Like me at work, it's one of those two. It's so weird. Like I've noticed it. Or like I'm like in a very loud room and I can't even hear myself think, and I'm just a mess. Yeah, see that's what bugs me, Paul. Is the whole oppression and like everything's terrible. It's like it's almost like another. It's like Goku saying when it comes to like a Karen who's like a helicopter parent. It's like this is like if a Karen is like Super Saiyan 2, what you're describing with the words are violence and like how we're raising these kids. It's like, and this is to go even further beyond. Like Goku going Super Saiyan 3. That's what it feels like to me. Like, hey, Pyro Man! Poggers, yes. I worry about those kids. But in the end, what can you do except, try and get things better? Like, there's one thing I've learned from my own father and his life. He's still around, don't get me wrong. The old man's still here. But, if there's one thing I've learned, especially from him, it's staying in the present and remembering that you can get all anxious and all worry about everything in the world. The whole Xeno thing, yeah. But also, don't let it bug you too much. At the end of the day, the only person you have complete control of changing is yourself. These people think quite the opposite. And we can't let it bug us too much, because then that person has power in our life. I feel like I'm a self-help guru right now, but I mean it. Like I had people in my life, especially in college, who basically, were like harassing me all over over Facebook in the same way that like cancel culture does today. You should have seen me in 2017. That was a rude awakening for me. I was like, oh god, this whole mindset is back. But at the end of the day, me holding on to that resentment, first off, it made me feel no better. It didn't help me because I was basically letting them have power over my own kind of thing, or power over my own existence. And that's kind of their problem too, is that they can't let go. Like, they can't, these kind of people are people who, it's not okay if someone out there thinks differently than me. Like, the concept is hurtful for them. And you can't change that. There's going to be people like that. There's going to be people there. Every part of your life are going to be like that. Not just in Twitter, but in various forms. But at the end of the day, the only person you can change is yourself and how you handle things. And personally, letting go of that kind of those past hatred, but also realizing that, as one of my counselors told me one day, life is inherently unfair. Something unfair is going to happen to me today, and that's okay. And I believe in two truths. Okay, this is my final word tonight. Let's keep rambling. There are two things I believe more than anything in this world. One, the world is inherently unfair. If humanity died today, there would still be terrible, unfair things that happen in the world. That's now, but just because, and the second thing is, just because that's true, that doesn't mean you can carve out a relatively happy existence. And the key word there is relative. I think a lot of these people chase after trying to win the world but lose, for lack of a better term, their soul in doing so. I don't want to do that. In fact, I think that's a stupid idea. I think it's in the words of Anthony Birch, nobody will like you. No one likes you, and your life will amount to nothing. Well, it could be worse. I could be, as I say, Anthony Birch. He told me that once. He actually said to me, "No one likes you, and your life will amount to nothing." And my perfect response was, "Well, at least not Anthony Birch, you know." There's no point of winning the world and feeling being absolutely miserable. You're not gonna. I feel like those two things are incompatible. That you can win the world and, you know, not be a miserable, like, selling yourself out in a certain regard. And I may not amount to anything in my life. He may be right. I may actually, my life may amount to nothing in the bigger picture. But I'd rather it be that way and not be him. Not be Anthony Birch, but also not be a miserable son of a gun. Because I'll be damned if I think he won't deny having your legacy on the entire internet basically being you lost your Wii U in a divorce, at a terrible, messy divorce. I think that's, I wouldn't want that to be what everyone knows me for. Being such a terrible husband and a terrible spouse and a terrible person, that when I was in a divorce with my ex-wife, I lost the Wii U. She got to keep it. And I'm a bitter man who makes comics and, like, tries to be passive-aggressive on Twitter. I think you're right, Paul. I think you're right. That's kind of where I try and be. I can be an asset on Twitter. I won't deny this, but I try and be so to help people. Like if I'm arguing with someone on Twitter and they're being an irreconcilable asshat, well, I will be that right back to them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But if I see them, like, realize, like, oh yeah, you're kind of right, I'm like, I will immediately switch gears, because I'm like, this is the rare opportunity that I live for on Twitter. There was this one situation a few months back, or a few weeks back, whenever it was, and there was this person, and they were screaming at me, and I'm like, dude, I get what you're saying. Like, I was kind of being an asset to a certain extent, but I'm like, dude, you're kind of being an asshole here in this regard too. And they're like, yeah, I guess you're kind of right. And I'm like, dude, I know we've been arguing for all this time, but credit where credit's due. I'm going to applaud you, because you noticed that. I want to make sure. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't state that, because that's I want people to learn. I don't want people. I can be a jerk because I'm human. We're all human. I try and be a jerk for the right reasons, but I'm not perfect. And that's the thing. The kind of, like, no one, these kind of people don't want, or the people we're referring to. I'm not trying to single out that person, but these kind of people, they nothing is perfect, because they're not there for someone to get better. They're there to be angry because their life is terrible and they want to drag as many people down to that misery as they can. And that's a terrible existence. A terrible existence that I wasted half a decade in. So I know what I'm talking about. But how I got out of it was this. No joke, no jive. Was doing animation. Making something of my life. The only anything keeping me in that puddle crying about getting kicked out of college, not going anywhere in life. The only person keeping me there was me. And I had decided, I'm going to get myself out of that ditch. I'm going to start walking. The horse knocked me off, yeah. I can continue complaining about it, or I can start catching up speed. Catching back up. Hopefully that helps. Because honestly, that's kind of why I said I don't want people to suffer like I've had in the past. I want people to get better. I want people to do better. I know we can all do better. I know I can. And I think one more person to follow. Haruka_Black1 on Twitter. Because she told me something once. She said, you can get angry, or you can forge that anger and energy and that anger into something, into a hobby. Channel it into something. And I did. I took her up on that offer, and sure, son of a gun, it worked. And also, her birthday's tomorrow, Haruka Black, on Twitter. Go wish her happy birthday. She's a Halloween baby. And Lord knows I'm going to do that in probably, 40 minutes? She's an inspiration. She, you'll go on her Twitter page, and she's, looting it up. But she is an angel. You need to know her. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out. I have blast. I want to do these more often, because I may even do more, than just weekly. But Wonder, thank you for recommending me come back to this. Yep. What do you wait? Like, that's a good thing to wait for. Get surgery done. Recover from surgery. Then hit the ground running. The only person